Hello, and welcome back. So, last we left off, we're in post Shadowbringers, working our way on through. I believe we're still in 5.1. Yeah. I believe we're about halfway through 5.1. So we're working our way on through this. Lots more quests to get through. But currently, we are helping Eulmore get back to some form of a normal government. Doing what we can to get these people in a good place now that night has returned and they're not constantly bombarded by sin eaters. You know? So, let's see. We gotta get this set up to C. Hang on a second. Hold up. Okay, there we go. Transition. Here we are. Out here in this desert. Set up just in case. Alright, we gotta go speak to Kainas. Yes. Ah, yes, right. Back over there. Also, we do need to... Yeah, we're gonna quickly teleport to... Actually, it's roughly equidistant, so we'll just fly. Just fly. Fill out this map real quick. Durgar Mountains. Just a couple more spots. One more spot now. Oh, there's the lower left corner, but we can get that later. Okay. Yeah, so leave. Yeah, so Kainas is kind of elected to be mayor of Eulmore, and so he's been running around trying to figure out the issues of all the peoples, trying to figure out some kind of plan to solve their issues. Because he's still not completely convinced that he's the right man for the job. And he's also trying to get this guy's help. The former advisor to the previous, well, the previous ruler of Eulmore.
Aha! The old memory hasn't let me down. This chest contains canisters filled with a dashedly potent insulating powder capable of halting the flow of ether in a Talos. We need only get within throwing distance of one and let fly.
Thus disabling them without damaging them. Ingenious!
An old trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be a simple enough matter to get them to march to Eulmore. More extensive repairs can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed. But, as I have said before, it's high time we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to manage.
Come off it, Master Kai. Even if the Talos ain't a threat, there's 101 other things out there waiting to make a meal of you.
That's as may be, Kaisha. But Rendon tasked me with solving this problem, and I will not sit idly by while others risk everything to see my harebrained schemes realized. Not this time. Which isn't to say the mere thought of it doesn't fill me with dread. Truth be told, I can't feel my legs. But I'm off to prove I'm a man worth following. I must lead by example.
Well said, Master Kai.
Hear, hear!
Yeah, you do the work. Not me.
Yes, well, it should go without saying that I have no intention of dying for this. I've always preferred living to see the fruits of my labors. And to make sure I do, I will require your help. It is as Kaisha says, these lands are dangerous if one is not careful. I would ask you to use my spyglass to look out for any beasts that could get in the way of my work. I will also need you to alert me when it is safe to subdue the Talos. Understood?
Sure.
Good. Then let's be off to the quick way, through the north gate, and see if we can't find a suitable vantage point for you.
Yeah, this guy on the right here is former advisor to the previous ruler of Eulmore. And yes, we are disabling Talos in order to then fix them up so that they're not aggressive, so that we can use them to help rebuild Eulmore's farming and whatnot, and any buildings that need to be built.
Keep a lookout for danger, yes. Perhaps it'd be best to approach from the rear.
So
perhaps it'd be best to approach from the rear.
Oh, I gotta point at him to give the signal. So I'll wait till it turns its back, and then...
Its back is turned. I pray this works.
Why is it big?
Sure. Nice. I did it! I did it! Let's move on to another Talos, shall we? Oh boy. Calm yourself, old boy. What? Please don't turn around. Oh no. God, it's seen me.
Dude, come on. It turned its back, and then it just turned right back around immediately. Seriously?
And I have to do the whole thing over again?
Alright, I'll be a little more patient and observant then. Now. Also just, I hope it doesn't turn around, as it has already turned around and is staring right at him.
Curses, it's not alone. Calm yourself, old boy. Everything will be fine. Now, please don't turn around. Woo! I do believe I'm getting the hang of this.
Uh-huh. You did good, Kainas.
You may leave the next one to me, Genosia.
Uh-huh. It's a long ways away. You just gonna run up there and do it? Hey, I'll take it.
Ha! That should do it. Now we have all we need to proceed. Yep, 3 Talos. That's all we needed. Surely. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah. Woo. I can scarcely believe it. It was a reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked. I did it. Master Kai, I believe I owe you an apology. Your plan to relinquish Eulmore's food stores showed forethought and a sound judgment. What's more, it is plain your time at Daedalus Stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by the extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Eulmore. Thank you. I thank you for your vote of confidence, but the fact remains I am wholly ignorant of the world of politics. Which is why I would ask you to join me and grant Eulmore the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. When the people behold these Talos, I have no doubt they will lend you their support. It would seem Eulmore's leadership is at last in capable hands. Would you not agree? We should probably be getting back soon, Master Kai. After you've tinkered with the Talos and all that, Lady Kai's worried sick. Indeed. That's the whole reason we came out here in the first place. Woo! It's a bop.
Right then. Form a line and make for Eulmore. What's that noise?
What's that noise?
Wicked White! Runaway Talos! Call the guard!
No need.
Fret not. Not run away. They were ordered.
Stay back! All of you! Is that?
Yeah, Kainos, why are you hiding behind them?
Darling, you're back.
Hiding behind them, waiting for them to call the guard, waiting for the guard to get here.
But of course I'm back. You didn't see. Nearest, I can't.
Ma'am!
Oh dear.
Heal.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand? Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor. And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Oh, how wonderful!
What? Uh-huh.
No, not again.
Dearest, please!
Why are you like this?
Alright, Rendon. That was quite a reception. One Master Kai will struggle to forget. More seriously, the arrival of the Talos has seized the public's attention. Once word has spread around Eulmore, it'll be that much simpler to gather one and all so that Master Kai can make his inaugural address.
Wow.
No need to fret, Genasia. I have never felt better. And not at all overawed by the prospect of addressing the assembled masses of Eulmore. As for where to do it, if we're to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I suppose the only place large enough would be the Emergent. Then I will go and spread the word among the citizens, both free and bonded, that they are to assemble there to meet their new mayor. You there, Kai Sher, was it? Would you go and inform the residents of Gatetown and the derelicts?
Course I will.
Good lad. I will let the guards know not to bar the way to Vothri's chambers. It goes without saying that I expect the Warrior of Darkness to attend, assuming she's available. Might as well see it through to the bitter end, eh? The doorman at the Crown Lift will show you up.
Sure thing. Bow, bow, bow. Bow. Bow, bow, bow. Bow. Bow, bow. Bow, bow, bow. Open arms. Now hang on. Could I just... I totally could just go like that. Teleport straight into the palace.
Ah, yes. Master Kai told us to expect you. The emergent is already filling up with people of all persuasions, free and bonded, citizens and non-citizens. But for you, our guest of honor, we have reserved a place at the front. Right this way, miss.
Sounds good.
Um,
Go on, dear.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Eulmore to look around? Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Forthree's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded, but today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gate Town too. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Eulmore's new beginning.
Wow.
As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Forthree. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while Eulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values.
Rebel.
No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Vorthry must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Eulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today. Securing new sources of food, rebuilding relations with our neighbors, re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength. For Eulmore!
That was quite the sudden music. And away it goes. That was a fine speech, Master Kai. I believe your words stirred every soul in attendance.
Stirred them to action, I hope. If I have learned anything from all of this, it is that change begins with the individual. It is but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Assuming my fellow Eulmorans can, it shall be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. But we must not forget the individuals who made all these changes possible. Were it within my power, I would carve a tribute to your heroism into the very stone upon which this city stands.
I hate to change the subject, darling, but now that you have officially taken office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat?
We will not be moving into the emergent, dearest. It's too big, for one thing, and too far from the people for another. We will retain our current residence, and I will govern here in the parlor.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. I much prefer the view from the parlor. Begging your pardon, Mr. Kerr, but you got some time for a word? Says someone who's a question mark for some reason.
Yes, of course. Hathin? Bet? Aye, that's me. I liked your speech. But there's folk outside these walls as don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow. And more who are counting their crumbs. If you've a plan to change that, I want to help us set things in motion. Then we've much to discuss. No sooner do I take office than my work begins in earnest. Well, I suppose I brought it upon myself. Thank you again for your help, Genosia. I hope to see you again before long.
What a day. I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. Sure do. I sense we all have a great deal to consider. I had resolved to remain here until such time as Eulmore's future was secured, but it is clear to me now that the city is in capable hands. I have every confidence they will find their way, and I believe it is time we went on ours. Yeah, we still got some people to save from their light sickness. Well, Alice's been working on that, but we could at least check in, right? So Alfino's leaving too, is he? Seems like everyone's moving on, and everything's changing. I've been thinking about what I should do in all this time. In all this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends, in paradise. That paradise is gone, but something better has taken its place. And I reckon I want to be a part of it. This Eulmore for the people Master Kai's been going on about ain't gonna build itself, after all. Now that I'm... Not that I'm much of a builder. Me and my friends will find a way to make a difference, though. Help keep things changing for the better. A far nobler dream than the one to which you clung before. And one I am happy to say we share. Whatever path you choose, I will pray for your success. Well, when you put it like that, there's no going back now, is there? We've got a few ideas on how we can do our bit. Just a matter of taking the first step.
Indeed. Also, Orchestrion Road. Pain and pleasure.
Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
Vows of virtue, deeds of cruelty.
That's the last quest in 5.1. Nice. I thought it might be, since we're kind of finishing up Eulmore. Seems like a good point to move on to 5.2, to a new area. Truly, to see Kai shared thus inspired by our actions is inspiring in itself. Yet, however much I may wish to stay and see what comes of his efforts here in Eulmore, we have matters of our own to attend to. Come, we should return to the Crystal Tower. Mayhap Beklug's studies have borne fruit in our absence. Yes, and Beklug is, of course, investigating how to send my friends back to the source.
So. The Excedra. Or Excedra. However they wish to pronounce it. Pearly Ocular. Hello, Exarch.
Welcome back. We are given to understand a new mayor has taken office in Eulmore. Indeed, our good friend Master Kai was elected by popular vote, and after some considerable soul-searching, chose to accept the post. It is a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared you in preparing the white orosite? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had frank discussion on the principles of soul transference, and concluded at length that white orosite was ill-suited for our purposes. But, Urianger, did you not say that compared to the massy souls of an Asian, the stone could house one of ours with ease?
That I did, and armed as we are with Beklug's invaluable insight, 'twould indeed prove a trifling matter. Were we to disregard the inevitable link twixt mind and soul. A link which would, we did belatedly realize, be weakened most perilously in the process of rendering our souls dormant, as orosite doth require. Thus the shedding of these fleshy simulacra, and the surfeit of ether which compriseth them, would in all likelihood deprive us of our psyches as well.
It would theoretically be possible to channel your minds into the orosite instead, but we would more than likely sacrifice your souls in the process. Which is why we have abandoned that plan and instead devoted our time to finding the means by which mind and soul might be transported together.
Then we are no closer to a solution than when we first began.
It is a vexing conundrum indeed, but one for which the Crystal Exarch has posited a most intriguing solution.
When our discussions turned to the transference of memories and the psyche, I could not help but be reminded of a technique with which I have personal experience. Junosia, do you recall what we learned of my eyes from our encounter with Doga and Une? I speak of the royal eye of the Allegan imperial line, gifted to my forebears through the blood and memories of the ancient Allegans. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower.
If we were to gain an understanding of the technology by which the Allegans were able to accomplish this transference, perhaps then we could keep mind and soul together.
Imagine, if you will, a device like unto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of the soul.
That is our current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it to wherever it leads.
Nodders.
While we are thus engaged, I think it best that Junosia return to the source and inform Kryl and the others of our findings. Agreed. I imagine Tataru will be relieved to hear we've made progress of a sort.
Then I would beg leave to relay our findings unto Thancred and Reen, and to assist where I may in their investigation of the empty.
Yes, please do. Should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. Big, elaborate bow. All the time. Give our regards to Tataru, won't you? Nodders. Alright. Ooh. Man, so many wants. I don't know why. Maybe it's just all this talking. Yes, enter the rising stones, please.
Gymnasia, you're back! How did everything go in the first? Wait, don't tell me. Cryle will be here shortly, and she'll want to hear too. She's just tending to the others. Their bodies, I mean. Cats. I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here.
Upon speaking with Tataru, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It's recommended that you set aside. Yeah, what? No, yes, what?
Why is it automatically set to no? Yes, I have plenty of time set aside for this.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
No worries.
I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly.
What?
But tell me, how fare our friends in the first?
Well, okay. But, still haven't worked out how to save them quite yet.
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
Yeah?
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it.
Though it won't quite work.
Well,
Like
while
that.
they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
Good.
Oh, you're back.
Estinian.
And none the worse for wear, I see.
Yeah. That's me.
Estinian! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
Yeah.
Where to begin? After entering the Empire via Razat Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar.
Yep.
Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself.
Indeed.
There, we found a man whom all assumed dead.
Yep.
But his soul lives on. And he has wrested back his flesh. Xenos ye Galvas.
Yep.
Nor did the surprises end there. For no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn.
Oh, hang on.
What's wrong?
Oh, don't worry. We're just reliving your memory of this real quick. Thanks to the echo. That's an interesting aura.
I've seen him in action. His body, at least. You will not best him alone. Nay, death will not come easily to that thing. If you would join me, then by all means. For what good it will do. The Black Wolf and the Azure Dragoon. I suppose this might suffice. Come then.
That was cool. Didn't work though, of course, but...
Ah, the simple pleasure of one's own flesh. Truly, there is no place like home. Abomination. Whatever he is, Genossia was barely a match for him. If we stay here much longer... Emperor Varus, your radiance, are you alright? We may wear out our welcome.
Yeah, that's gonna look real bad. Your radiance, no!
Must even the most middling of sport be spoiled? The world conspires to bore me. But I have no cause to remain. I leave these vermin to you. Xenos! Well, any bright ideas?
Those were just one. No, those still had bullets. Those casings still had bullets in them. Why did you eject them? Guys? Woo. Ah! Off they go. Your radiance! He's dead. The intruders have taken flight. I repeat, the intruders have taken flight. Deploy all available Magitech armor. We cannot let them escape. But obviously they did escape, or at least this did. Okay. Alert, alert, intruders detected in the Imperial Way. Seems no turning back. Woo.
There they are, stop them! Let's keep moving. There's no end to them.
There really is no end to them, huh? Slow potion up. Auto. So many AoEs. Alright, you two.
I think not. This way, quickly. We make ourselves easy marks by moving together. I suggest we split up. All right then. I'll take the low road, so to speak. I'll see you outside. Stay safe.
Doesn't seem to be anybody down here. Interesting.
Well, well, someone's been busy.
Oh, great. Ultima. Whose body is in Ultima? Volatile prototype, Arc Ultima. Oh boy. Missing a head.
And you would bar my way, would you? So be it. Come, Nidhogg, lend me your strength.
I'll fight as a Sinian Wyrmblood.
Impromptu field test. Ready for battle.
Just making sure there's no other targets. I think the Horrid Roar actually kills those guys up there. So that's good. Good.
Stab wounds, yeah.
It's not working. Ready another sample. Go ahead and kill these guys. What? Huh? What? What happened? Wait, what? Oh, come on, dude. Seriously? Do I seriously have to start all over? What? I don't even know what happened. I didn't die, I know that.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I've carried...
Shut up, just proceed normal. I don't need easy mode. Alert, intruders! Keep on moving. On my mark.
I think not. This way, quickly.
Once again. Gotta split up.
I'll take the low road, so to speak.
See you outside. Stay safe. Yeah. Apparently easier said than done.
Principal dynamics.
Well, someone's been busy. Okay, let's have a look at these abilities. Delivers an attack, potency 500, damage over time. Attack, potency 600 to all nearby enemies, as well as enemies in proximity to those initially affected. This action does not share recast time with any other actions. Jumping fire-based attack to target and all enemies nearby it with a potency of 1500 for the first enemy and 30% less for all remaining enemies. Delivers an attack with a potency of 3000. Absorb a portion of damage dealt as HP. Okay. So that deals high damage, also heals me. And then this is AoE, this is AoE, and this... Well, this is AoE centered on your target. This is AoE just all around you, centered on you. And this is attack plus dot. Gotcha. Apply dot. That's definitely using this all the time. And then occasional one. Gotta keep that dot up. Dot up. Going. It's not working. Really another sample. More. Okay, so the roar dealt with those guys at least. Definitely don't have to worry about that. Maybe I did die somehow. Maximum extra magic, blah blah blah. Now this thing's at a long range too. Well, we shall see about that. I'm vulnerable. Now hang on. Oh, hang on. We shall see about that. Nidhogg, show them your fury. Taste my lance. Taste my lance. Ooh. Destroy the base too. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Also, great music. Sorry, pal. Don't know who you are, but that's rough. Rough existence there. Got lions in that machina. Now, where are you, Gaius? Did you ever find Gaius, or is he still out there somewhere?
Are you alright?
Yeah, it's the Echo, remember? It's just our thing.
Peer into my past, did you?
Maybe.
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
Yeah, I had to actually do all of that.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours. But no matter. Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
Of course.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit. Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Ascian in all but name.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than a hero traversing the rift between worlds.
True. Cross his arms at me. It's not my fault.
My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray.
Yeah?
Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose.
Well, that's because he doesn't want me to die from Black Rose. He wants to actually fight me again.
Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
That he did, but we parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention. He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something. Lest you worry, I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
I figured.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead.
Yeah. Xenos is out there looking for me, I'm sure.
Speaking of which, I'll see that Riol and Al Shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Otters.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Uh-huh. Oh, you.
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Huh.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
It should be fine for now. I don't have the Crystal Exarch trying to summon me to another star.
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
You must be shattered after all that hopping back and forth between worlds. Why not stay here and rest for a while? I'm sure Beklug can manage without you. They've got enough scions to help them, if you ask me.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, in Garlemald,
Riots breaking out?
traitors! You would deny Lord Nerva the throne? Ah! And yet, before this day is done, victory shall be ours!
Huge civil war out there, huh? Is this what you want, Xenos?
Boring, boring, boring.
Do you think? I find it amusing, like dogs herding cattle to the slaughterhouse. That hue, your soul is... Who are you? Before your majesty, I am but another dog, lost in want of a new master. A hunting dog if you should wish it so. For I know full well the prey you would seek next. Smile. Zodiac. That's interesting. Very interesting.
Meanwhile, in Eulmore in the first,
Jumping from meanwhile to meanwhile. Did you hear? The mayor's reopening Daedalus Stoneworks, and they're looking for labourers.
There's talk of resettling some of the old abandoned villages too. They're even laying on free Talos to help anyone willing to make the move.
Free Talos? Ha! We'd best get packing.
Steady work, board and lodging. If that's not a recipe for hope, I don't know what is.
Excuse me? Hope? Excuse me, sir? What are you doing in the flesh? Yes, so long as I yet live, I would see that feeble flame rekindled. It is my destiny to see our dream fulfilled. Also, why does it say Wayward Warrior? Concerns. Old enemies, new threats. That's the first. This will be the first quest of 5.2 then.
Ginacia, my, what a pleasant surprise. If you've come to inquire about the Archons, fear not. Master Matoya's treatment has proven effective in stabilizing their corporeal ether. We mustn't grow complacent, however. Potent though these magics may be, they are not without limits. We can only hope they afford us enough time for the Crystal Exarch to complete his work. If only we could go with you to the First and help.
Pardon the interruption, but I come bearing urgent news. Oh, Genosia, it has been far too long, my friend. Forgive me, I don't believe we have been formally introduced. Maxima, former Galilean ambassador. I remain here in Eorzea under the auspices of Commander Aldin, offering what counsel I can in the hopes of resolving the present conflict with the Empire.
Ah, yes. I have heard stories of a defector from Garlemald, but never mind that. You said you have urgent news?
Indeed. As you may have heard, the Imperial capital is in turmoil, and a sizable portion of the Galilean forces have been recalled from the Grimhild Dark. With their numbers so greatly diminished, the main host of the Alliance has withdrawn, leaving the Alamegan resistance to keep watch over the border. And it is there we have welcomed a most unexpected visitor who claims that this de-escalation may belie growing dangers and unforeseen threats. Commander Aldin has arranged for an impromptu meeting to discuss these revelations. He has also requested a representative of the Scions attend as well, though it was clear to whom he wished I extend this invitation.
It would seem time is of the essence. Well, you'll not be attending this meeting alone. Though I am not as well versed in the affairs of city-states as our comrades, I see no reason to burden a single Scion with all this.
Yes, of course. Then we must make for the Alamegan quarter with all haste.
Well, what are you waiting for? Get going, you two!
Indeed. See you soon, Tataru. Quest accepted. Off to the Alamegan quarter. Perhaps we will even meet up with Lise as well. And get to inform her of the situation with our comrades. Commander Aldin awaits us in the Royal Palace. If you would follow me. Indeed. Gaius.
They're here, Commander. And I, for one, am grateful that they are. Told you've been busy since our paths last crossed at the Gimlet Dark.
Yep.
Not that I understand half of it. When the science spoke of other worlds, I'd struggled to describe what I pictured. Mayhap things would seem clearer were I to hear the tale from your own lips. But I'm afraid the situation will not afford us that luxury. I trust you two require no introduction.
Uh-huh.
We meet again, hero of Eorzea.
Yeah.
Must we repeat this ridiculous display? I pose no threat to you, though what I come to warn you of very well might.
Had he meant to do us harm, I hazard he would have kept to the shadows, and brought more than 2 companions. We need not pretend to be the best of friends, but I hope we can put aside our differences for the present.
He does have 5 Asian masks on his belt, so... I suppose so.
As you are doubtless aware, Sir Estinian and I cooperated to rid the world of Black Rose in your absence.
Yeah.
Our journey together took us as far as the Imperial Palace, where we witnessed Emperor Varus meet his death at Xenos' hand.
Yeah.
Being the sole witnesses to this crime, and in no position to defend our innocence, we were then forced to flee, each pursuing his own avenue of escape. When we were later reunited, Estinian claimed to have encountered an unfamiliar kind of machina during his flight, but to me his description seemed anything but, and upon further investigation I found that I was right.
Yeah, anything but unfamiliar.
The Empire is developing a new Ultima weapon.
Yep. I know. I
What,
fought
that
it as
Allagan
Estinian.
monstrosity, created to vanquish primals, with which you yourself once thought to conquer Eorzea?
Uh-huh.
The same. In my foolishness, I sought to harness its power, and became the Ascian's pawn in so doing. But you know as well as I how that tale ended.
Yep.
The weapon itself, excavated from beneath this very city, was destroyed ere we could fully unravel its secrets, and that should have been the end of it. But unlikely as it sounds, the Empire's efforts to recreate it have somehow borne fruit, primarily through secret research conducted by the 7th Imperial Legion, it would seem.
Wait, the 7th was all but annihilated at Cartano, along with its legatus.
Indeed, few survived. The 7th, as it is now, has little in common with the Legion led by Vandarnus, and its leadership has changed hands several times since. Precisely how this project has continued despite such turmoil, and under whose auspices, remains a mystery. What we do know, however, is that a number of prototypes have been produced, and that one of them is on its way to Eorzea.
A number of them, huh?
We attempted to stop it, but it was all we could do to slow its progress, so we resolved instead to bring you warning.
And right glad are we that you did, though it soundly dashed our hopes that tensions might ease at last.
As it is, we've begun to strengthen our presence in the Gimlet Dark, and are assembling a force to meet the coming threat. A force with you in its vanguard, I hope.
Oh, obviously.
Before you say anything, I know full well you have pressing concerns of your own. Your comrades remain in peril, and I would not ask you to forsake them, but the fact remains that you and you alone have faced the Ultima weapon, and emerged victorious. We need you.
Yeah.
And so, when the time comes, if your comrades can spare you, I bid you lend us your strength. I've assigned an officer to await your word.
The Ascian's downfall was to be the work of my remaining days, but it was my hand that kindled these flames, and I cannot allow them to spread any further. I will do what I must to see this mistake consigned to history once and for all. even if it means begging your aid. The Fates will enjoy the irony, even as I endure the ignominy.
I too shall make for the border and offer my skills, meager though they seem in such company. Mayhap we shall meet there anon.
Mayhap so.
Though we can ill afford to ignore the coming of a new Ultima weapon, our friend's plight grows ever more precarious, and none save you can join them in the first. I only hope you are not forced to make a choice.
Surely I will not be. Choices are not how this game works.
As ever, the way forward is paved with difficult decisions. We can ill afford to ignore the threat of a new Ultima weapon, but with each passing day, the plight of the Scions grows ever more perilous. If you cannot stay for a debriefing on the Ultima weapon, I will not stop you. I only ask that you confer with me before returning to the first. I take it you're ready to return to the first? Then I would ask that you apprise the others of recent events here in the source, namely Xenos' return and the development of a new Ultima weapon. As for their bodies, you may assure them, Master Matoya and I will continue doing what we can to keep their corporeal ether stable. Safe travels, Genossia. I hope to see you and the other Scions soon. Bye-bye.
Back to the ocular. Dosariate. Do you have business with the Crystal Exarch? Just say the word.
Yes, I do. Let me in.
You've come at a most opportune time, my friend. I've made something of a breakthrough in my research on the soul and a means to return the Scions home. I trust you too have been making good use of your time?
Well, gathering information.
Ill tidings from the source, you say? Then I will summon the others, that we might all be apprised of the situation.
Perhaps even Thancred will join us. Nope, seems not. Not as of yet, at least.
Now that we are all here, what news from the source?
Well, you see, Xenos is back in his old body, and the Empire's been making prototype Ultima weapons.
A new Ultima weapon? We must count ourselves lucky that Gaius has pledged his assistance.
While this is indeed a worrying development, I think the state of the Empire as a whole greater grounds for concern.
Yeah, all out
With
chaos.
the Emperor slain and Xenos returned, it is impossible to predict how matters will unfold in Garlemald. The Ultima weapon may be but the first of many unpleasant surprises.
The situation beareth closer observation, of that there is no doubt, and doth compound our need to return unto the source.
Then let us address that issue. Our long search for a means to see you safely home may well be nearing its conclusion.
Yay!
Thanks in large part to Urianger and Becklug's invaluable insight, we have succeeded in fashioning a vessel for the journey.
Ooh, a vessel.
We set out to create a crystalline container retaining the more useful properties of white orosite, but without its regrettable limitations. And after a good deal of trial and error, we made one. An ark for soul and mind both that will allow your incorporeal self in its entirety to be ferried between worlds. A spirit vessel, if you will.
However?
Though the vessel is possessed of the requisite qualities to hold mind and memory, it wanteth yet for a means to receive of them. For that, we must needs imbue it with the Exarch's innate gift.
A gift that lives on only through the blood of the Allegan Emperors, which certainly does not flow within orosite or any other crystal.
Just so, milady. The blood serveth as a conduit of sorts. In its absence, memory cannot pass from mind unto mind, nor from flesh unto crystal.
That being the case, we must either alter the process of inheritance so as to require no such thing, or determine a means by which my blood may permeate the vessel. I am hopeful that the records found within this tower will yield the knowledge we require to pursue one or the other of these avenues.
See.
As well you should be. The Allegan's body of etherological research is extraordinary. I can scarce believe it the work of ages past. But its underlying principles are not so very different from those of my own field of study. Given time, we will find the answers we seek.
Good. Good to hear.
I know that you can ill afford to wait, and it pains me that I must ask you to do so. I can only reaffirm my promise to you that a solution will be found. Whatever it takes, I will see you safely home.
Okay.
My apologies.
I do hope you haven't come to tell us that mortal peril fast approaches.
No. I had hoped to speak with the Warrior of Darkness. But there is no need to cut short your meeting on my account. I will be waiting outside.
Why not speak in here? She knows I don't mind. Unless she didn't want to.
Perhaps I might accompany you. Though I am woefully ill-qualified to assist in the Exarch's research, I may yet be of some use to Lena.
Okay, I mean, she asked to speak with me, but sure, Alphino, why not? Just invite yourself into this conversation. I must confess, while I enjoy my fair share of scholarly research, it would be good to step outside for a spot of fresh air. Now then, shall we go and speak with Lena? Nodders. Bow, 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 bow. To exit the ocular. Lena. We have little time, so I will be brief. A Sin Eater has been sighted in Lakeland, and I ask for your assistance in slaying it. Oh, a Sin Eater? I had heard some few yet remained after the knight had returned, but perhaps we should call the others. That will not be necessary. It is only a single Sin Eater. A simple task for our guard, I should think. That said, I believe fighting alongside the Warrior of Darkness would be a valuable experience for them. Peace can lead to complacency, and they gain nothing from an easy victory. but you do not underestimate your foes. However harmless they may seem, my men would do well to learn from your example. Let's be about it then. Excellent. Then let us make for Fort Job. Off we go. If you would wait here a moment, I will gather the others. She goes. You may not remember, but you have met these soldiers once before, though only in passing. Long have they awaited the opportunity to fight at your side. I was at death's door that day after the Sin Eaters attacked. If you and yours hadn't come along, I'd have likely stepped through, and I wouldn't have been alone. Your courage and selflessness is something we all aspire to. I too was there that terrible day. My friend was transformed into a Sin Eater before my very eyes. I had no choice but to cut her down. The thought of returning to the field, of holding a blade again, it filled me with dread. But that is no way to honor her or my comrades. And so I have returned. I swear I will not let you or anyone else down from this day forward. A pleasure to meet you, miss. Truly, it seems like only yesterday I watched as you took flight astride an Amigo to go and save the Oracle. Strange to think the Eulmore soldiers we once locked blades with are now on our side, but we will do our utmost to keep the peace here in Lakeland. We seem to be missing one. No helmet? My apologies, Captain Lena. An elderly gentleman asked that I escort him to Clearmelt. It took longer than I anticipated. I will not begrudge your desire to help those in need, but a soldier must be punctual, especially when we play host to honored guests. It won't happen again. The name's Thaler. I'm sure you don't remember, but we met once before in the infirmary. I asked you to deliver a message to the Exarch and the Warrior of Darkness. Little did I know I was already talking to her. Don't give up. Don't give in. I keep those words close to my heart, and the boundless, beautiful skies above serve as a reminder of their importance. My friend got to see the Knight's return shortly before he passed. He left this world with a smile, satisfied with a glimpse of what was to come. But there are countless others who weren't so fortunate. They gave their lives for the promise of a future they'll never know. And so it falls to us to do everything we can to fulfill that promise. No matter what happens, we won't give up. We won't give in. Nodders. Your heroism has inspired all of the guardsmen in much the same manner. Our scouts at the northern staging point have not had the pleasure of meeting you in person. Let us not keep them waiting. Okay.
Rising Phoenix.
Look at this phoenix. Hello, Crystarium Scout.
Did you slay this eater? Your orders were to await the main force before engaging.
No, Captain. It wasn't us, I swear it. A man came out of nowhere and cut it down before we knew what was happening.
By himself? Certainly it is no light warden, but nevertheless.
It's true. Felled it with a single swing of his axe, he did. I've never seen anything like it. So I says to him, who are you, the warrior of bleeding darkness? And he says, no, I'm a warrior of light. And that was it. Buggered off as quick as he came.
A warrior of light?
Why would someone go around calling himself that, though? It was those bastards who caused the flood. I mean, if you were going to pretend to be anyone, it'd be her. The warrior of darkness.
Hey? Oh, I didn't know.
You?
It's an honor.
It's an honor. Oh.
Since the Eater is no longer a threat, our work here is done. Return to your posts.
I had hoped to fight at your side today. But I'll continue to follow your example, and may we meet again.
Indeed.
I apologize for the wasted journey. It seems I overestimated the threat.
No. I have gained
As
some
for
information.
this warrior of light, I do not know who would be brazen enough to take that mantle for his own. Whatever it may once have meant, it is forever tainted by the association with the Flood. The Exarch told me the truth of Ardbert and his comrades' deeds, and I am aware they played some part in your own triumph. But to most, they are synonymous with the calamity that befell this world.
Yeah.
Still, if this man is minded to destroy Sin Eaters, I may forgive him his unfortunate choice of alias.
I believe
But
if
that
this
is neither
is
here
indeed
nor there.
Ardbert,
I thank you for accompanying me.
if this is indeed Ardbert, he may be trying to reclaim the name of Warrior of Light, make it something good again.
With that concluded, shall we return to the Crystarium? There is a proposal I should like to make.
Okay.
Forgive me. There is one more thing.
Oh?
A personal concern of mine. I had hoped you might have a moment to speak privately.
Take your time. I shall go on ahead.
See ya, Alpha now.
I will not mince words. This matter concerns the Exarch. Though his countenance belies his age, his demeanor never has. He has seen more than any man should and grown ever more weary with time. But I see I give the wrong impression. While it is true he attempted to open a letter with a salmon fillet the other evening, we are not here because I suspect his mind is deteriorating.
Excuse me, Grahatia, you tried to open a letter with a salmon fillet? My guy, are you okay?
Nor do I believe him to be so maddeningly unconcerned by the prospect of his own death as he once was. Indeed, the opposite is true. It is for this reason that I seek your advice. Since he returned from the Tempest, the Exarch is not as he was. He seems a different man, a younger man. I know not the details of his research, but when I saw him at work recently, there was a glint in his eye that I had never seen before. He looked happy. It was as if he had peered into the future and for the first time found joy there. Though it gladdens me to see him thus, I wonder if I should not keep my distance. I fear that my presence will only anchor him to the past, remind him of all the pain that came before.
He's lost without you, you know, and he misses you already.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
Then perhaps we might remain as we were. As we have always been. What a relief. In that case, I will have to speak with him about the amount of time he is spending at work. This research is important, I know, but if he refuses to consider his own health, I will have to consider it for him.
Facing the truth. Yes. Okay, we're almost halfway through 5.2.
I will not keep you. You and your comrades have much to discuss. I will see the others back to their posts.
If that is indeed Ardbert back in the flesh again somehow, I have to wonder why they made it so menacing when we got to see him. Dosselgate. Gatekeep, let me in. Right now, come on. Hurry it up.
The others were quite shocked to hear of what we found in Lakeland. But now that you're here, there is a proposal I should like to make. I have been spending a great deal of time in the Cabinet of Curiosity, and of late I have noted more and more people perusing books on history, the years leading up to the Flood in particular. I suspect they wish to know more about the Warriors of Light, as well they should, but nearly everything I've come across describes them as sin-eaters or worse. Regardless of whether or not this Warrior of Light is who they claim to be, I worry that their sudden appearance in conjunction with this renewed interest in their predecessors may lead to growing unrest and fear. If the people of the Crystarium seek the truth, I say we give it to them.
I too can attest to the falsehoods found within full many of the Cabinet's tomes, with nary a mention of the noble deeds of Ardbert and his comrades.
To be fair, they bear some responsibility for the Flood. But when the tale is told again and again over the course of a century, I am not surprised to see their roles distorted and them painted as villains. Were it not for the records stored within the Crystal Tower, I would have had no reason to question the narrative. Unfortunately, that knowledge was of no use, for when I arrived here in the first, their reputation had already been irreparably tarnished. That said, there still remained those who worked tirelessly to defend their good name.
in those early days, following the flood.
Considering all the good they had done, I find it a wonder they needed defending at all. They brought to justice the man who misused my knowledge to bring about the fall of Obert. That such heroes could be spoken of in the same breath as Sin Eaters is absurd.
Under normal circumstances, I would agree, but as time passed, those who knew firsthand of their deeds dwindled. In the end, only one truth remained, that they were the cause of the flood. With the world on the brink of oblivion, it was all too easy for the warriors of light to become villains, deserving only of resentment and hate. At that point, the truth mattered little. It would not change their lot. Thanks to all of you, however, their lot has changed, and now they may heed the long-forgotten truth. You claimed it was Ardbert who helped you overcome Emmett Selk, correct? Such a revelation would do well to sway the hearts of those who knew him only as a villain. I have shared this with a select few, but one and all must be told of his sacrifice. To that end, I say we proceed with Alphinaud's plan. We call together the people of the Crystarium and recount to them the true tale of the Warriors of Light and the flood that followed in their wake. Yeah, set the story straight and all. Well, what say you, June?
Spread the word, I say.
Indeed. Then we're all of one mind on the matter. Good. Exarch, might I ask you to continue working with Beklug on our means of returning home? The rest of us will see to gathering the people of the Crystarium in the Exidra. We have to reach out to anyone and everyone who might be willing to lend an ear. With any luck, word will spread and more will accompany them. Indeed. Oh, just speak with the people of the Crystarium all around. Very well. There's one here. Very close. I figure the others might require some transporting around. Chesamil.
Chundasia, my, what a wonderful surprise. Though I hope your being here doesn't mean someone's been hurt. Thanks to you, I've had far fewer patients coming through my door of late, which is a shame. Come to think of it, I've had fewer opportunities to test my new medicines. I jest, of course. It's actually been quite pleasant to have a few moments to myself now and again. The truth about the Warriors of Light, but the Exarch has already spoken with me about them. Well, if there's more to the tale, I'd very much like to hear it.
Yes. Come hither and thither. Those of the Crystarium must hear the truth.
Yes.
Into the cabinet. Warren. No, this can't be. Surely there is at least one book here that does not cast the Warriors of Light and their deeds in such a negative light. Hey, Morin.
Oh, Genosia, forgive me. The Cabinet of Curiosity has been bustling with visitors of late, but I fear our repository lacks for the knowledge they seek. The people wish to know the truth of the Flood, of the Warriors of Light. I've searched high and low, but alas, every account portrays them as no better than sin-eaters, abominations worthy only of scorn and resentment. I know they were not always judged so harshly, yet I can find no proof. And I dare call myself a librarian.
Don't worry, we got you.
You would address the people and tell them the truth of the Warriors of Light, of the Flood? How wonderful! You have regaled me with the tale once before, but I should love to hear it again. Oh, and you may be assured I will not come alone.
Good.
Woo!
Go in. Actually, I think here to Crystalline Mine. Yeah. Catalyst.
Well, what a coincidence. No, I was just reading over a letter I received from Renault not long ago. He says a visitor from the Crystalium found him at the bottom of the ocean, and that she inspired him to reach new artistic heights. Well, I can only think of one person capable of both feats, though I'd say the latter is far more impressive. To think fate could bring the two of you together in such a place. I'm sorry? You mean the Exarch didn't tell us the whole story of the Warriors of Light? Well, whatever he's left unsaid, I'm all ears.
Good. Come and gather one and all to hear the tales untold for so long.
Well, to what do I owe the pleasure? Whatever it is, I must ask you be brief. With the night returned, visitors have been flocking to the Crystarium, and I find myself too busy by half. I don't mind it, though, seeing the stairs so full of life and excitement. One can almost forget the Flood ever happened.
Speaking of the Flood and the Warriors of Light,
Yes, the Exarch has mentioned them before, but everyone knows them now as the cardinal virtues.
Or are you suggesting there's more to it than that?
Well, you've yet to steer us wrong, so I'm willing to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
Raggy! Come to browse wares in the market, have you? Where I can guarantee you'll have no trouble finding what you need, whatever it may be. Under Eulmore's new leadership, trade has never been more prosperous. Word is that fellow from Daedalus Stoneworks has taken over as mayor. Did he really? Little wonder business is booming the way it is. I imagine it won't be long before all of Norbrand reaps the benefits. But you've not come to talk about the market. Something on your mind? I see. The Exarch did mention they had something to do with your returning the night into Norbrand. All right, consider my interest piqued.
Yes, and actually speaking of markets, I do have some things in my inventory to sell. Like all these sacks of silver. And I don't need ginger cookies of these, so I'll keep these though. Yeah. Should be good. Whoop. to the square. Dawson Gate. There you are. Between the four of us, I dare say we've swept the Crystarium from top to bottom. Now we need but wait for the people to gather. Rabble, 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 rabble. Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Yes, this looks to be nearly everyone. Let us begin, shall we? Though I am usually the first to hold forth at such events, I think on this occasion that honor should fall to you.
Me? I don't even have a voice actress.
They would be more inclined to take the word of the Warrior of Darkness.
Yeah.
Indeed. In light of the subject matter, who better than thee to speak these truths?
Very well, then. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Mm-mm. Wah, 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 wah.
Wicked White. The Warriors of Light did all that?
So they never... I mean, they only ever wanted to help. And when everything they'd done turned to ash, they still carried on.
They gave everything to stop the flood. First their lives, then their souls. And they managed it too, in the end. They saved us. And we cursed their names.
Yep.
This should go a long way towards clearing the air.
Yep. Hopefully.
Excuse me.
Where's your stubble? I don't trust you.
Impossible.
You can see him too?
I definitely see something. You don't think it's a ghost, do you?
Nay, yonder standeth no bloodless apparition, but a warrior of light and darkness both. Ardbert.
What in the world?
Indeed.
It's you! The one who slew the Eater!
That it should be the Warrior of Darkness who brought the truth to light. You've saved me a fair bit of time, though I have a few words of my own to say, if I may. People of the Crystarium, I am Ardbert, one of those you know as a warrior of light.
That's impossible. You should be dead.
Aye, that I should. But as the world has been given new life, so too have I. I know not why I, and I alone, have been gifted this chance. But I do know this. Only by the will of the star itself could such a miracle come to pass. The hero who stands before you now, the warrior of darkness, is not of this world. And the day will come when she must return to her home. But this land is our home. And if it is to remain so, now and forevermore, it is we who must protect it. The time to rely on saviors from afar has passed. It is you who must rise. You who must become the new warriors of light.
What? Us? Warriors of light?
Rebel, 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 rebel.
None of us were born heroes, my friend. I was only ever a man with a thirst for adventure. But wherever my journeys took me, I was invariably confronted with the same choice. To lend what aid I could to those in need, or not. And I always chose the former. Any one of you could do the same. All you need is the will to help your fellow man, and the resolve to see it through.
From thine own lips did we learn of Ardbert's fate, and by thy countenance I gather thou art not inclined to recant thy testimony. Yet whosoever this man may be, his words hold truth and resonate with the citizenry besides. For us to voice our doubts here and now would serve but to sow disquiet. 'Twere better we retired unto the ocular and there discuss this matter in private.
Go. I will stay here and watch.
Yes, it is still concerning. You were just
So,
sitting here watching?
That is a warrior of light of the first.
Supposedly.
I've not had the pleasure of making his acquaintance, but as you all seem to be in agreement, I gather this is no simple case of mistaken identity.
As far as I was able to discern, that was indeed Ardbert. It has been a long time, but not that long. Could he truly have been resurrected as he claims?
No, absolutely not. It looks like him and sounds like him, but it isn't him.
Ardbert did entrust his very soul unto thee. I see no reason to question thy judgment.
Nor I. To my eyes, your ether burns as brightly as the day you slew Emmett Selk. That is proof that he is with you still.
Yet that which standeth now before the people is far more than a passing imitation. I am reminded of the cardinal virtues, though a sin-eater he is not. Which leaveth but one plausible explanation.
An Asian?
That he is an Ascian.
Of course. Trying to raise up the spirits of the people, saying the warriors of light are good, and we should all be warriors of light, and spread more light. And then another flood happens. Because they want this world to be consumed by light.
Given their fondness for posthumous possession, I would have to agree. From what I understand, the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Eulmore by those whom they had aided in life. At the time, some few still remembered them as heroes. Needless to say, 4 of them were subsequently exhumed to serve as the virtues. And if one knew where to look, Ardbert too would not have been difficult to find.
Assuming then that this is indeed the work of an Ascian, my mind inevitably turns to the last remaining paragon to survive the Sundering.
Elidibus. That Xenos hath reclaimed his own flesh is known.
Yeah.
Thus evicted from his borrowed form and cognizant no doubt of Emet-Selk's failure here in the first, 'tis quite possible the emissary chose Ardbert for his next vessel.
Yeah.
Inhabiting the flesh of the fallen. Why, that is unsavory. And they do this often, you say?
Doesn't have to be fallen. They'll take any flesh they can get.
Verily, for they possess no corporeal forms of their own. In what one may term their natural state, none save those gifted with the echo can perceive them. Indeed, when Elidibus intruded upon the waking sands, his presence did go unmarked by all save Minfilia and the Warrior of Light. On that occasion I myself remained ignorant of his coming until after his departure. 'Twas only at a later juncture, when he deigned to appear before me in borrowed flesh, that I was finally able to take the measure of him. In such puppetry do the Ascians engage when they seek to influence the course of history.
Yeah.
And they have gained much by it. Emet-Selk single-handedly built the Garlean Empire in this manner, while La Hebrea came close to conquering Eorzea, having taken possession of Thancred's living body.
Yet it must needs be noted that the Ascians cannot avail themselves of all mortal vessels. For were they able to do so, none would serve as a better pawn than our own redoubtable champion.
True.
Mayhap the blessing of light shieldeth Hydaelyn's chosen from Ascian influence. Or mayhap other forces are at work. We cannot say for certain.
Whatever the reason, I hope it holds true. I dare not contemplate what might come to pass otherwise.
Is it not peculiar, then, that Ardbert's mortal remains should be susceptible, given that he was once a warrior of light?
Yeah.
Or did the final departure of his soul make it possible, perhaps? Regardless, to hear an Ascian use him to call forth new warriors of light boggles the mind.
No, it doesn't. He wants this place to be flooded with
Elidibus
light,
hath
doesn't
ever
he?
been an enigma, his ostensible purpose being to preserve the balance between light and dark. When he made overtures towards me, however, I was afforded a glimpse behind the mask of the self-appointed emissary. I shall not defend mine actions, undertaken in pursuit of a better understanding of our foe as either wise or prudent. Nevertheless, what little I did glean may now prove useful. Elidibus possesseth a subtle mind, practiced in the art of manipulation. That he coaxed this star's most valiant heroes as far as the source with naught save half-truths is no trifling feat. And now I believe he doth employ his skills once more to some as yet unknown end. Though naught is certain, should my suspicions prove true, we shall have need of all our wits if we are to uncover and thereafter thwart his plot.
Agreed. 'Tis plain that simply speaking out against him will not avail us. At best, it would only serve to confuse the people.
Yeah.
And I would hesitate to do anything which might tarnish Ardbert's reputation once more, nor yours by association. That being the case, it may be wise to keep a covert eye on this Ardbert's movements, as we attempt to discern his purpose and how best to mitigate his influence.
His performance appears to have concluded. What now? Go back out and follow him?
'Twould appear Master Alphino already hath pursuit in mind, and I suspect one pair of eyes shall better serve our cause than half a dozen. Let the rest of us maintain an inconspicuous distance, for the present at least.
Okay. Hmm. Asleep or asleep disturbed. You did well to dispel the falsehoods surrounding the Warriors of Light and their actions prior to the Flood. Though I must say the reappearance of Ardbert, or rather one who appropriated his identity, was a rather curious development. He is an impostor. Of that there is no doubt. But to the masses he will appear as a hero returned from the grave. After the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Eulmore, the people prayed fervently for the gods to deliver them from their plight. Prayed that these fallen heroes be born again for their sacrifices. What bitter irony. I, for one, would like to know why Ardbert urged the people to become Warriors of Light themselves. Isn't it obvious, Y'shtola? Ere we take action, we must needs ascertain his intent. Let us pray that Master Alphino returneth soon, with that most essential knowledge. For now, I think it best to apprise Thancred and Reen of our efforts. When we do confront Ardbert, we shall no doubt have need of their strength. Agreed. I think it prudent we all take measures to prepare for what's to come. Beklug and I will continue our research into how we might improve the spirit vessel, that it might one day carry you home. Then I think it time I return to the Greatwood. Until now, everything we have learned of the Asians has been handed to us at their leisure. But that was one of Emmett Selk's unique failings. I have no reason to think Elidibus will be as forthcoming. Fortunately, I recently received word from Fanau that heretofore unexplored chambers have been discovered deep within the Kitana Revel. Almet believes the relics within tell of a great calamity that befell an ancient civilization. That of the Asians, perhaps. They may lead us to the truths we seek. Be sure to let me know how that works out. Yep, you go do that. I'll just be busy. I fail to see why that would be necessary, given that you will be accompanying me. Don't be coy, it doesn't suit you. But the Ultima weapon back at the source, no? Okay. When you are ready, make for now. Almet and her sisters will be expecting us. Then let us be about our tasks. Pray, give my regards to the V's. Quest accepted. Actually, I think we could just teleport straight there. For now. Helmet. Welcome, Elias Vronka.
We have accomplished much since last you came, with the Light Warden dead and its minions dispersed. We have at last reclaimed our hunting grounds near Raktika Falls. It was there that we discovered more ruins. Although we ran afoul of no traps while exploring its halls, we determined that the innermost chambers were warded by magic. We all were in agreement. Before any investigation could proceed, you should be summoned. We are grateful that you did. From what you have told me, I strongly suspect that the wisdom my comrades and I seek can be found within. This wisdom could prove invaluable, for we may soon face a foe whose greatest asset is our ignorance. I see. Then it is good that you are come, for Ronka was once home to the greatest of weapons, knowledge and understanding. And it is our duty to ensure you and yours do not want for either. That said, we must proceed with caution. To have reached the inner chambers unmolested suggests a more formidable deterrent yet lies within. Come now. Surely any threats sleeping within the ruins pale in comparison to those we have faced thus far. This is not a game, sister. You should not be so eager to run headlong into danger. Oh, and who was it pining for the return of our allies that we might venture into the ruins, clutching her staff at night, wishing it were? You promised not to tell! Then I suggest we be gone. Get back here!
Adorable.
Remind me exactly how old are you and your sisters? On second thought, perhaps it's for the better, I do not know. Pray forgive their overzealous nature. None save we three have been privileged to escort you and yours into the ruins and bear witness to its secrets. Their hearts now burn with a curiosity that is not easily satiated. Please, you needn't apologize. As a seeker of knowledge myself, I understand full well their enthusiasm, and if not for your sedulous efforts to protect the ruins, we would not be afforded this opportunity. Speaking of which, I believe I have kept you away from the ruins long enough. Come, let us make for the Kitana Revel.
Nodders. So, we'll just have to fly straight there then. Whoosh. 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 Ba 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 ba.
It is most strange, these halls to be left unguarded. Have care when breaking the seal on the chamber door. Danger surely awaits us on the other side.
Yeah. Proceed. Proceed. Not like there'll be any,
Come. Our new
Light
discoveries are to be found this way.
Our discoveries to be found this way.
Yeah, it's not like there's gonna be any light wardens here. We'll be fine. Oh, that was the door.
The people of Ronka are known to have venerated animals, but these features do not match those of any indigenous species. This is no common beast.
Yeah.
Though that much is plain from its proportions.
Lifelike, is it not? One could almost imagine it breathed.
I fear that it is alive. Oh my.
Why you... Ugh.
That owl set you.
This owl, by contrast, seems no different from the others we've seen.
Yes, I've definitely seen them before.
The sealed door lies ahead.
There's only an owl on that pedestal, not the one opposite. Nor this one. But there's one
As
over
you
there.
see, one statue is missing. I expect we are meant to replace it as before.
Too simple. There will be some additional defense mechanism. Just a moment. There are words carved into the stone. He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber shall instead waken the beast and know his folly. Wait! Don't!
Don't! You heard me say don't, and then you picked it up.
What? But I only... What is happening?
Awakening the beast.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, it lives!
Why am I not surprised? Prepare yourselves.
Prepare yourselves. What? You didn't even look at me. Bah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Cards? This ancient beast turns people into fantasy cards. Very bright and colorful. Sure.
You trespass, mortal, upon sacred ground. In retribution, 4 souls have I bound. Yet to heroes proven learned and wise, a comrade's soul shall be their prize. If you would see theirs set free, answer me these riddles 3.
Oh boy.
Deft of paw with kin do I vie, though sought apart betterment for of the whole.
Betterment of the whole do our efforts descry. What am I? Wait a minute. Deft of paw, so it's not this like bird in the middle. With kin do I vie, though sought apart, betterment of the whole do our efforts descry. There's an Opo and a curl. Maybe curl, I'm thinking? Opo is, I think, like a monkey thing. Yeah, curl, sure. Ah! Alas, 'twas the Opo keen and shrewd, its spirit exalts ingenuity, a virtue by which the Ronkins did. Oh boy. For this mistake a single talisman I shall take. What? With fearsome fang I travel with pack, together we find harmony, and thus for peace our land does not lack. What am I? Not the owl. Wolf, clearly. That one's easy. Indeed, 'twas the spirit of the wolf their doctrines praised, that they would know peace and harmony. Hey, Summit. On my belly do I crawl, by my strength does prosperity reign within our hall. What am I? Well, obviously. Serpent. It's the only one of these that crawls on its belly. Not Opos. Indeed, the dread serpent turned protector, lured to slumber ere it tied to the world asunder. Dude, that first one was difficult, and then the next two were so easy. Desire you that which I yet claim, then we shall play another game. Excuse me. A test of mind and memory. Choose wisely, and you all may yet go free. Okay. Twixt these talismans hide friend and foe. Choose your companions well, or sorrow know. On the talisman. Okay. Oh, is this just gonna be like a matching game? Okay. Nope. Okay, let's try taking a look at this one. Aha! You can definitely match those two. Okay.
No mercy.
Okay, let's see what this one is. Oh boy. Okay, there's Ishtola. Just need to find... Yes! Got Ishtola. Bing! Well done. Perfect. Boom. Thank goodness. Your comrades are assembled together at last. Yet still there remains one trial you must pass. If you would glean the knowledge enshrined in this earth, I would first take the measure of your worth. One worthy of she who the Ronkins extolled must be strong of mind, body, and soul. Huh? Okay, which one of you is the tank? I'm gonna guess Uimet. No, none of you are tanks, are you? That's like support. Ishtola's DPS. Met seems to be healer, and Uimet definitely seems to be DPS as well. This is gonna be rough. I'll just activate this. go. Don't worry. I'm completely protected.
Here I come.
Here I go, apparently. Hurry, we have to save her. That's interesting. Thank you. Shot. Cigarette. Don't worry, this is safer. And I got to see firsthand how that one works.
I will not hold back.
Rah. Ah.
This is going to leave a mark.
Sure. Nice.
Let us see how you handle this.
Gloves are off. I will not hold back.
Well fought, hero. The trial is complete. The way is open. And thus I concede defeat.
Well then.
Not wholly unexpected, but an exhausting ordeal nevertheless.
Yeah, it's good y'all brought us along. Y'all would have died for sure. on your own.
'Twould seem the magics have returned us. How polite. Now, what have we learned?
Ah, we were bound to run into a living statue eventually. And now we can open the door.
Uh-huh. That's what you learned.
He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber.
Yeah. Obviously, this is the tomb of a quote-unquote hero.
A tomb, just as I thought. Befitting a hero.
But
She is Vis. Could it be the Archmage Tiuna?
Archmage Tiuna?
A legendary hero of Ronka, as you surmised. The tales tell of how she smote entire armies with a single incantation, so potent was her spellcraft. Though she ever fought in the name of peace.
Looks like she cast Meteor Swarm, or Storm.
I thought them no more than tales. To think she really existed.
Well, I, for one, always believed.
What is it? You
By
wonder what?
the light of fallen stars, great power awakens.
Tiuna was not only a master of spellcraft. It is said she could see truths long lost and hear the voices of men's hearts.
Naught less than the echo. In which case, none of this is mere coincidence. A shower of stars setting the sky aflame. And in both this world and the Source, we find individuals within whom a mysterious power awakened at the sight. We can never unpick the why of it. Now, however, I believe we might. Does the scene depicted here not resemble the one we saw when we first ventured into the Katana Ravel? Moreover, does it not recall that which Emmett Selk invited us to witness in Amarot?
World in flames, meteors raining.
The final days. If, as the Exarch's research suggests, soul and mind share a fragile yet profound bond, might it not be possible for an event to leave such a deep imprint upon the soul that it could be perceived eons later, given a suitable trigger?
Those with the echo were once, or at least have souls strongest linked to those of the old whole world, much akin to these Asians. If not
The echo
Asians
defies
themselves.
explanation by conventional etherological theory, or shall we say modern etherological theory. But if it is a power that once belonged to the ancients, to souls yet undivided,
those souls who are most
it would seem I have
complete.
entered the realm of pure speculation, and I call myself a scholar. I shall refrain from making any further wild claims until such time as I have evidence.
No, this sounds Correct. Y'shtola, I think you're onto something.
Still, I cannot choose but be reminded of our experience in Amarot.
Yeah? You must recall his dying request.
Remember us.
History is learned, not lived. We have always protected the Tales of Ronka, just as we have protected this place. But we are mindful of what our mothers taught us. We see the past through our own eyes, and speak of it with our own words. Thus do we come to understand it in our own way. But this is not the same as remembering.
Your mothers were wise. Though we witnessed the final days, our impressions cannot fail to be colored by our own experiences and expectations. Those who lived through it would have perceived the event quite differently. We must bear in mind that it is no simple matter to keep the truth alive, or it will die with Emmett Selk and his kin. But we have disturbed Huna long enough. Fana will serve similarly well as a venue for our contemplations.
By your pensive expression, I take it the tomb has given you much to think about. That is well. In time, the knowledge you have gleaned will lead to understanding, and thus arm you for what is to come. Before you leave, however, I would speak again of the teachings of our forebears, of histories learned, not lived. The legend of Tiona and her exploits has been told countless times over by the centuries. Yet, as it is handed from one generation to the next, the story changes. With each telling of the tale, there are new flourishes, details changed or lost. We can never truly know how she lived, for we were not there to see it. But we are here now to bear witness to your life. We have seen the change you have wrought, the echoes that will endure long after you are gone. And though it too will change in time, I swear to you, we shall do our best to preserve your story. I hope you'll forgive me if I don't make an oath of my own, but I think it goes without saying, we could never misspeak of your heroism. Perish the thought. So long as we are here, there are none among the V's who will not know of all you have done for Norvrant. We are not deserving of such reverence, but we are grateful all the same. You can be certain we will have our own tales to tell of the great guardians of Raktika and the ruins of Ronka. I pray you safe travels then. As ever, we shall await your return with open arms. Although we learned naught of the Asians, the insight we gained into the Echo made our trip worthwhile. Before we return to the Crystarium, however, there is a small matter I would attend to in Slitherbow. Might I trouble you to come with me? Thank you. After we arrive, we should have a brief word with Runar.
off to Slitherbell. Ah, we're about halfway through 5.2 now. Good, good, good. There you are.
Junasia, it is good to see you. You've arrived at a most opportune time. I was preparing a part of my famous stew. Come, I will ready a place for you.
I'm sorry, Runar, but we haven't the...
Please, I insist! It will take only a minute.
My apologies, Junasia. It seems our return to the Crystarium will be delayed, but perhaps only for a bit, if you assist me with my work. I say work, but it is rather more a chore. I must clean my chambers here in Slitherbell from top to bottom. If you would be so kind as to go and fetch a broom from Asgeir, we might finish before Runar is done cooking.
Fetch a... Really? You want me to fetch a broom for you?
A broom for Master Matoya? I cannot imagine why she would have need of such a thing, but here you are. It is old but sturdy and sure to suffice.
Yeah, Ishtola. What need have you for this broom? Is it really just to clean?
I trust Asgeir was able to find a broom for us.
Yeah.
Well worn, good. This would prove difficult otherwise. Though I must say, I think I did rather well for not having a broom thus far. Yes, well, you weren't buried beneath a veritable avalanche of books when you entered, were you? Right. Anyway, it is time I finished cleaning with the help of that broom.
Oh, Ishtola. You're gonna enchant it to sweep for you, aren't you?
You didn't honestly think I'd do it the old-fashioned way. That broom is more than capable of sweeping by itself. Or rather, it will be.
Ishtola?
Time to rise, to swish and sweep. A tidy chamber you must keep. To this task you shall be bound, until no dust is to be found.
Did you just finger guns the spell at that broom, Ishtola? Oh boy.
In this one particular respect, I have no objections to following in Master Matoya's footsteps.
In future, I may need to need you to remind me the...
Oh, sorry. Wrong. He walked out to the door, so I thought he was talking.
In future, I may need you to remind me the pursuit of knowledge does not preclude other equally important duties, such as maintaining clean quarters for said pursuit.
Sir?
I will dearly miss this place, these people.
Now he's sad.
Master Matoya, pardon the interruption, but the stew is ready.
Is something troubling you? You've been rather quiet.
No, everything is fine, I assure you. It has been a long day, is all.
I see.
Stola, thank goodness you're still here.
Come on! Really? Question marks for these people? There's no way my character wouldn't recognize their voice the second they heard it. Come on. Alphina, I thought you were following Ardbert.
I was, though I'm sad to say I lost track of him shortly after entering these woods. He seems determined to traverse every ilm of Norvrant in his quest to spread the truth of the Warriors of Light and the Flood. And it seems news of your address at the Crystarium precedes him at every destination, making his task all the more simple. It remains to be seen to what end he encourages the people to become Warriors of Light themselves.
It's pretty obvious. To create another flood of light, convergence, calamity, all those things. At least that's my assumption. He could have other designs for his plan, but that seems the most obvious.
But there's no denying that his words have struck a chord with many.
Well, we're all agreed that this is just another Asian ploy, yes?
They've commandeered corpses before, and to no good end. I see no reason to think this time is any different, especially when it's that of a fallen warrior of light.
And you're all just saying this right in front of people here. I can't remember his name, sorry.
I doubt we'll learn more if we remain a step behind.
His next destination is, in all likelihood, Slitherbow.
Alice, are you certain you should be here? If you're concerned about Halric and the others, you needn't be. Their treatment is going well, but progress is slow and exhausting for all of us. The best thing I can do now is let them rest, so I believe we were about to discuss how to arrange a meeting with our would-be Warrior of Light.
Before visiting any towns or villages, Ardbert would hunt down and slay a nearby Sin Eater to earn the locals' trust. Our best chance of getting ahead of him is to find one before he does.
Thankfully, Thancred and Reen are returned from the empty and have taken up the search.
Oh, good. We can meet up with them again. But yeah, he's just sitting there listening to all of this. We're just gonna do that? Okay.
Reen believeth one may lurk beneath the boughs of woven oath.
Then then that is where we will start our search.
Master Matoya!
Yeah, Runar, that's his name.
A warm bowl of stew will be awaiting your return.
I look forward to it.
Oh, then. Off we go, I suppose. Oh, it's been a while, man.
Ah, Thancred.
I see you've already taken the liberty of slaying the Sin Eater, then.
If you were hoping to vent your frustrations on our Eater friend here, I can only apologize.
Few as they are now, it took us no time at all to track it down.
No, with
That
your
suits
help,
our purpose
especially.
perfectly. Now we need only wait for Ardbert to arrive.
Weren't you two meant to be attending to the empty?
We were, and are, but we can hardly ignore the rest of the world, so we thought we might see how things were coming along. From what we can gather, the answer is strangely.
Yeah?
Right now, we think we can do more good here.
It is heartening to have all present.
Yes. True.
Indeed. We will be glad of the additional hands should matters escalate.
Our quarry has come.
Good. Did he bring friends? Hopefully not.
It seems I've lost this particular race.
Mm-hmm.
Although I suppose it's only fair. When we first met, it was I who outpaced you. Ravana, was it? But where are my manners? I wouldn't be here were it not for you, and I have yet to say a word of thanks.
Uh-huh. Send a friendly fist. Ask whether he wishes set over here.
Poor fellow. He will be sorely missed.
Thought you were supposed to be good at this.
Very well. Let us forego this pretense.
Uh-huh. Please.
After all, it was never you that I needed to deceive.
True. You've done a fine job of deceiving the peoples of the first.
Yes, it is I, Elizabeth. Through your time in Emetzelk's imitation of our home, I dare say you have gained a better understanding of my role since last we met. Not that it matters.
We understand your role, emissary, but not your goal. What is it that you seek to achieve?
To flood the world with light, I would assume?
I seek to enact the will of the Convocation, of course. If it helps you to think of me as but another Ascian, no different in nature or purpose from the rest, you are welcome to do so.
Once, I would have said your goal was destruction alone. Now I understand that you fight for something you love, just as we do. Yet though we seem doomed to clash, I bid you consider Emetzelk's final words. Remember that we once lived, he said. Had he not seen some glimmer of hope in our kind, I do not believe he would have spoken thus.
None better understood your plight than he. His words must surely be worthy of your consideration.
Obviously, we're not going to sway him.
Emetzelk.
He probably
How
thinks...
very unlike you to err so gravely. That one should stray at the end of so onerous a path is understandable. But I had thought you above such weakness. Mayhap you thought the same. Would that I had been present to offer correction. But I shall do so now, as is my duty, and return all to its proper course. As for you, look at yourselves. Look at your history. Look back 100 short years to how your greatest warriors were undone. And now, at but a word from me, you raise your hands in answer like the puppets you are. Naught has changed. You fail, and you fail, and you learn nothing. Allow that which is most important to slip through your fumbling fingers like so many grains of sand, again and again and again, and you would remember us. You do forget yourselves. There is no common ground to be found between you and I, nor do I require any. I have my duty.
Wait!
Well, we have confirmed the identity of our foe at least, and 'tis safe to say his objective is the rejoining.
But we still have no idea how playing the part of a warrior of light will further his cause, nor why he would spur others to do the same.
How am I the only one who's thinking about the fact that the whole plan for this star of the first was to make it overflowing with light in order to create another calamity to shove this world back into the back into the source. And so creating more warriors of light to create more light ether here, to create another flood of light to completely overwhelm this world with light. Duh. It seems so obvious to me.
Another visit to the Tempest may shed some light upon these mysteries. Whether we are to exchange words or blows with Elidibus at our next meeting, the fact remains, we know too little. Ere our paths cross again, I would learn more of the world that once was, and of Elidibus himself.
And not to mention, he's currying the favor of the peoples. And that means that we can't just face him out in the open. We can't just openly denounce him because the people are all like, but he's a hero. You told us that he was a hero. And now you're telling us he's not a hero? And of course, he'll turn that around on us and say, they're not from this world and they feel threatened by the fact that we can stand on our own. They want to be the heroes that are always there to help. And they don't want us to help ourselves. He could easily twist that around like that. So, I mean, these seem quite obvious to me. I don't know why.
In this, we would be best served going directly to his home, much as Emmett Selk came to ours.
I don't know why the rest of the Scions are like, what could his goal be? I have no idea.
Though I see the wisdom in thy suggestion, the Amarot we visited is but a phantom born of Emmett Selk's memory. I fear it will teach us little that we do not already know.
I quite agree. Yet the ruins of the actual city remain unexplored. Given the vastness of the Tempest, I should not be surprised were there more such structures like to those in which the Ondo reside.
As long as you don't make me do any more chores.
Keep that up and I'll send you to bed without supper.
Assuming we are all in agreement, then I suggest we first pay a visit to the Ondo. If anyone can tell us where more ruins are to be found, it is them.
otters.
Without delay. Alphino has the right of it. Let us pay a visit to the Ondo. We should speak with Tolsarth first. As chieftain, he is doubtless privy to a great many secrets.
To the cups. The Ondo cups. Hello, Tolsarth. I have sent for no finless ones. Perhaps you instead come seeking something of us. Cutscene time. Ruins which your kind have yet to explore. I see. I know of one such place. Alas, under these circumstances, I am afraid we can spare none to guide you there.
And what circumstances are these?
Rather than hunt for their own meals, the Benthos have pillaged our stores of Neri liver. They must be replenished with haste.
The Benthos, a particularly violent tribe of Ondo, if I recall?
A band of bottom feeders. We all lost much in the flood, but while others work to rebuild, they resort to thievery and murder. Revenge, they call it, when they prey upon your kind. But do not be fooled. They care not who they harm. Would that we had the warriors to challenge them. This is not the first time they have stolen from us. But there is no resource more precious than liver. All must dedicate themselves to the hunt.
Unless, of course, we were to reclaim the livers for you. It seems a fitting payment for vital information, does it not? Moreover, one could argue that by employing Bismarck to reach these depths, thereby driving back the waters, we are in part responsible for the deeds of those driven to desperate ends by the changing climes. Could we not simply hunt Neri ourselves? We certainly can't leave them like this. One turn and all that. One good turn and all that. I thought you might say that. You've never been one to miss an opportunity to help. Yeah. Totally. Yep. No, never mind the fish people's, what is it, matriarch or whatever, who's supposed to give birth to many young, and well, there's no waters here. It's our fault, but don't pay any attention to that. Don't pay any attention to the fact that I walked away from that. Reclaiming the stores it is, then.
We would be grateful beyond words if you did. The Benthos have surely taken their livers back to the Flounder's floor. But be warned, there will be no shortage of guards waiting to spear intruders.
Then we will have care not to draw their attention, shall we?
Duh. Well, I guess I shall fly. Flight and see about obtaining more map. Real quick. Beautiful music. A phoenix at the bottom of the ocean. Eh? Hey, out for now. I have arrived. Tum-tum-tum. Thrusting your hand into each sack in turn, you find that all are filled with wheat down at the bottom. Or down to the bottom. You also find that raw wheat is unpleasantly pointy. Yeah. Not great. Clammy cask. On cursory sniff, you detect the faint aroma of fresh oranges, far cry from the rather memorable scent of Neri liver. Go over here to this bedraggled box. These boxes are filled with assorted vegetables. Liver is not a vegetable. Yeah, it's so... Acting like I should have known that from first glance. Hey, Ariaze. What, you can't fly? Hello, Vreen and the Shoebill. Huh. No livers here, then. Maps back here. Ooh, bulbous bag. From the squelching noise they make when prodded and the vile stench, you conclude that these bags are bursting with livers. Brilliant. Whew, there we go. Are those them? Perhaps you've deduced this already, but it seems the Benthos have been raiding collusion storehouses as well as those of the Under. Oranges, pumpkins, wheat. But we can discuss this after we see the livers safely back to Tolst Arth. It wouldn't do to keep him in suspense. Indeed. Back to the cups it is. Oh, toast up! We've returned with livers. I am relieved to see you unspeared. And with livers. Many livers. Our precious livers. I knew you would not fail.
We also found all manner of foodstuffs from Kalusia in the flounder's floor. Tell me, Toes Arth, does that seem odd to you?
It is brazen, to be sure.
I'm reminded of rumors I've heard recently concerning a rash of thefts from collusion warehouses. The perpetrators enter in the dead of night and are gone before anyone has realized what has happened. The Eulmore army has been investigating, but thus far to no avail. Perhaps the reason they have struggled so is that their quarry is of the sea. The true question, then, is what we mean to do about it. Much as I would like to proceed to the ruins without further delay, we cannot allow the Benthos to carry on as they are.
If I may, I believe that the ruins are, in fact, key to the Benthos' plans.
Is that so?
These ruins, which lie deep within the illuminated land, are a recent discovery. We have seen signs that the Benthos are preparing to claim them with all haste. We could not fathom why, but in light of the knowledge that they have been stockpiling resources, it is clear that their queen will soon give birth. They require space to raise their young, and food for both queen and hatchling to thrive.
Well, we can hardly fault them for that.
Under normal circumstances, perhaps, but conditions in the Tempest are far from suitable for spawning. Its resources barely able to sustain our current population. There is only one reason they would disregard this. They seek to build an army, and with it take revenge upon the Finless. It is not a surprise. They came to us not long ago seeking allies for the cause. We rebuffed them, of course. The suffering of others will not serve as balm to their own. Their queen, however, desires only bloodshed, and will gladly send her children to die in our stead.
If they are planning to wage war, that changes matters considerably. Indeed. I doubt that this can be resolved without violence, but perhaps with a show of force we can convince them to see reason before the die is cast. I would rather not risk your people in the attempt. If we travel to the illuminated land, is there a way we might identify the ruins ourselves?
Yes. Once you reach its depths, go deeper still. You will see a monstrous structure there upon the seafloor. That you have come to us now is the will of the Ancient Ones. They have guided you here, that you may drive out the usurpers. Those who seek to use their magnificent creations with vile purpose. I have no doubt they will show you the way forward.
I'm afraid that the dead do not speak quite so clearly. Nevertheless, we shall try not to disappoint. If what we seek lie at the deepest still, beyond Amarat, I would call upon the assistance of another. Indeed, what options do we have here? Accessories of fending, slaying, aiming, accessories, you say? It is not often that I get healer accessories, so I will take those. Thank you very much. Let us... character. Control I. There's also this inventory to use. Will not be needing. Oh boy. Too many things. Too many things. selling that. Also this, actually. Let's have a look at the comparison. Ooh. Huh. Huh. Well, huh. I appear to have already purchased a better thing. Let's take a look at this wristband. Oh, this one's better. At least we get that. That's good, that's good. Just gotta figure out what to be rid of. Oh my goodness, so many level 50 plus wristbands. My goodness. Equip. And then a single ring, yes. Yeah, that's a bracelet. Single ring that we shall equip. Ha! That I will not be wearing. Still, though, I should probably clean this up a bit. Okay, I've got this one, so I definitely don't need this one at all. I don't even need this. Or this. That matter. I'll start moving these over here. Over here. Probably be selling these as well, since they're here. Yes, moving that over. Okay. 9 items to sell later. Didn't realize that I'd already, or I'd forgotten that I'd already geared myself up a bit there. But hey, now we're at 468. Average item level, which is odd. What is holding me? Oh, those are holding me back. 430 instead of 500. Okay. No matter.
Though our course hath been decided, to pursue it we must needs beseech the aid of a friend. I speak of Bismarck. Pray follow me to Sullen, that we might seek an audience with him once more.
Indeed. Though I believe we shall head there next time on Final Fantasy XIV. Gotten a lot done. Let's see, a Whale's Tale is what we're on, which is pretty close to the end of 5.2. There's this quest and then 2 more following it, which does include a dungeon as well. And I don't think I have time for all of that. Still, we made it through more than one update's worth of quest. Because we were halfway through 5.1, and now we're more than halfway through 5.2. We're almost to the end of 5.2. So with any luck, next week, we might be able to get at least halfway through 5.3. I think, because halfway through 5.3 there is another dungeon and a boss fight, it looks like. So, not sure we'll be getting much farther than that, considering the length of these quests. Still, we keep on chugging away. After 5.3 is 5.4, 5.5, and then 5.55, which only has 3 quests. And then we're into Endwalker. So we're getting there. We're getting there. At any rate, next stream will be on Monday. And I'm thinking gonna start playing a game called Abduction, which is a game made by the creators of Myst. It has no connection to Myst and the Myst stories, but it is made by the same people, so it should be a similar gaming experience, which is something, yeah, I do enjoy the Myst games. At least the first 3. But yeah, and I have jumped into it for a little bit, not too much. I just wanted to see mainly how it plays in VR, which is not. I don't think it's worth playing it in VR. I'll be playing it on PC, just regular PC, because I don't know. I was getting real motion sick with that game in VR, but yeah, because like I feel like the graphics it would need to be better graphically, and also need to actually have more interactability with the world in order to make it a good VR game, or a game that you need to play in VR. The graphics are fine, but I think they need to be more lifelike for VR, because, you know, you got the headset on and you're looking at this world as though you're there. It should be, for me personally, it should be more lifelike. Like Half-Life Alyx looks really good, and that helps a lot with playing it in VR. But this one, I don't think it's quite there. And like I said, you in Abduction, when you're playing it in VR, you can't just pick up objects that are there. You can't like pick up a can or push a barrel or whatever. There's very specific things that you can interact with, namely buttons, switches, levers, and doors. That's about the extent of what you can interact with. And the interactions are, you reach out your hand until your hand icon turns green, then you grip, and then you move in a specific direction, and that's about it. You know, be it forward, back, or like lifting in order, you know, like turning a lever or whatever. Other than that, it's pushing a button, which there's no collision for your hand with objects, so your finger actually goes through the button and often ends up pushing the button like 3 or 4 times when you just wanted to push it once. But yeah, so those are the reasons why I'm not gonna play it in VR. There are some things that, you know, it's nice to feel like you're in that world, actually in that world, and being able to like look up at the sky, because the sky looks nice. I like the skybox, but yeah, I've got some issues with it for VR, so we're gonna be playing that just on regular PC Monday and probably Wednesday as well, and then we'll be back here next Saturday for more Final Fantasy XIV. Gotta find out what Elidibus is up to. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know, but I still could be wrong. I could be wrong. But the fact that no one else is even thinking of that is mind-boggling to me. Anyways, I'll see you next mission. Bye-bye.